Hey, Chidarin. There we are. Twitch was freezing on me a little bit, but it's okay. Oh, Bear. Hi. That's creative. I hadn't thought about it. Alrighty. Okay. Oh, wait. No. Why am I here? I'm in the wrong screen. Oh, God. I'm so sorry. I did. Can I escape? Thank you. I want load. Yes, that's what I want. There we go. I'm rusty. I haven't loaded the Umineko save in a while. I don't know the menus anymore. I'm sorry. Okay, here we are. This one. Right. What was the context of this? Okay, Amakusa badgered me to turn the page, so I returned to the world of the tale once more. Why does her tale have the same scent as Beatrice's, I wonder? Okay. Is it because she actually has reached the truth, as she claims? Does this mean that anyone who knows the truth could create an endless number of message bottles? Is that what the Catbox world is like? I see. Maybe she really is an endless witch herself. In fact, maybe anyone who knows the truth can become an endless witch. An endless tale created by endless witches. Hey, Dezo. The 2 days starting on October 4th, 1986, where my family is being toyed with endlessly. I have to end it. I have to find a hint of the truth from within this story, and end this endless tale.
どうだ、ベアト。俺の作った第6のゲームは。まあ、素直に褒めるやつじゃないもんな。せいぜい、無能なりにそこそこ頑張ったではないか。ってとこだろうぜ。
無能なりにそこそこ頑張ったではないか。
ゲームマスターの立場になってよくわかったぜ。お前も毎回随分と苦労してやがったんだってな。ゲームを作るのは楽なことではない。よもやそなたとそれをねぎらい合う日が来ようとはな。
ゲームを作るのは楽なことではない。よもやそなたとそれをねぎらい合う日が来ようとはな。
Hey, Batch. Yeah, we're back to the heartbreak.
こんなのはベアトじゃない。
Battler slammed hard on the desk, but the piece Beato showed no reaction. Hey, Vibarium. After all, Battler hadn't ordered her to react. It was easy to revive that Beato as a piece. However, it would only move according to Battler's wishes. Having a conversation with it was no different from talking to himself. The Game Master could summon any kind of piece. He could move those pieces in any way he wanted, reigning as an absolute god. However, for that very reason, they were just pieces. That made it unbelievably lonely and sad.
お前はたくさんの家具たちやいろいろな物語を紡ぎ出してきた。俺はそれを見て、お前はきっとさぞや楽しいだろうなと思っていた。
だが違う。
お前は信じられないくらいに孤独だったんだ。
お前にとって俺という自らに反逆する対戦相手がどれほど愉快なものか、今の俺には痛いほど理解できる。
あの礼儀正しいおかしなベアとは確かにお前なんだろうな。1000年前の。しかし別人だ。お前の姿に瓜二つだからこそむしろ許せない。辛い。
しかしコマではないから俺の意志に背ける。
コマのお前なんかよりあのベアトの方がはるかに血は通ってるだろうぜ。それは認める。だが違うんだ。あれはお前じゃない。お前の生き別れの妹か何かで全くの別人なんだ。だからむしろどうしても受け入れられない。
As much as he hated this peace battle, Battler felt an even stronger dislike for the chick battle. Even after a whole 1,000 years, she still wouldn't become the original battle. Even if she were ordered to act like the original battle, it would just be an imitation. This was a very similar but separate person, and definitely not Battle herself. Then, in the previous game, Battle really did disappear for all eternity. Even after becoming the game master, there was no way to revive her.
笑えよ、この無様な俺を。
Just give it a rest already. You're just an illusion who won't laugh unless I order it, and who can't even continue to laugh unless I keep on ordering it. Just disappear. On Rokkenjima, this day, or rather this time around, was the same as any other. The typhoon would be coming very soon. The clouds hadn't yet grown thick, but they were moving quickly. Oh, yeah. That's very good. Very good. The only thing on Natsuhi's mind was the plan to cover up Kinzo's absence this year as well. We're back here. Kraus appeared to have suffered a stomachache from the stress and was resting in his room. Justice for Walmart battle. Ay. Jessica and Kumasawa had left in a boat to go shopping and greet the incoming relatives on Niijima. The servants had been busy since the early morning in preparation for the family conference, the greatest event of the year. Shannon and Kanon were getting the guest house ready.
親族の方々を止めるならお屋敷の客室で十分だろうね。
そうね、こっちのお掃除大変だもんね。でもゲストハウスのお掃除は好き。
Oh really? I hadn't been keeping track. Really? This long?
奥様や他のムカつく使用人もいないから静かでいいもんね。
All the annoying servants? Who are you talking about, Kanon? Shannon gave a non-committal smile as she performed a detailed examination of the guest room. Did we forget to clean anything? Do we need to restock anything? She diligently gave the room one final check over.
昨夜も入念に点検したじゃないか。姉さんは本当にマメだな。
こういう日に限って油断するといたずらされるの。いざって時、大切なものが見つからなかったり、 閉めておいたはずのものが開いてたり。
姉さんはそそっかしいからね。よく確認しながら仕事をしないからだよ。
だから私と一緒に点検してくれてるんだよね。ありがとう。
別に感謝されることじゃないよ。姉さんがしっかりしてくれれば僕まで付き合わなくて済む。
Thanks, Gap. Yeah, blame it all on Gap now.
本当は私と一緒にいたいんだよね。
Aww.
甘えん坊さんなんだから。
そんなんじゃないってば。姉さんは最近ジョージ様のことで浮かれてるみたいだからね。ミスが多そうで見てられないだけだよ。
カノンくん、ちょっとおしゃべりしよっか。
ダメだよ、仕事中だよ。
私とジョージ様のことばかり茶化して、カノンくんとジェシカ様はどうなの？
I had a feeling she was gonna ask about it. Like, I had it in my mind, like, okay, you're complaining about her and George, but what about you and Jessica? And there it is.
別に何もないよ。そんなことよりちゃんと仕事は。
She'd turn the tables, yes. Oh, how the turntables. Right, Kanon was very obviously trying to change the subject. So Shannon snuck up behind him and pushed him down onto the bed. Ooh.
お嬢様に一緒に親族の方々をお迎えに行こうって誘われたのに、どうして断ったの？
仕事があるし。
Sit down, Kanon. It's time for your therapy appointment. Now, why exactly did you do that?
嘘。仕事なんか何もないくせに。
Didn't you hear? He has to be around so that you make sure you don't mess up because you're so... your head is so in the clouds due to George, no, right? Shannon and Kanon had switched roles. Normally, Kanon was the one in control, but when it came to romance, it was the opposite. As Shannon had said, Jessica and Kanon were supposed to have been the ones to go greet the relatives at the Nijima harbor. However, Kanon had suddenly claimed that he had work to do, so Kumasawa had gone instead. Kanon didn't have any work to do. Shannon knew
お
this.
嬢様言ってた。文化祭の時のことがあっても、やっぱりカノンくんが好きだって。
僕は家具なのに。
そうだね。私も家具だね。
なのに姉さんは人間と恋をしてる。できるわけなんてないのに。
What about you?
そうかな。そう決めつけてるから、私たちは家具なんじゃないかな。
僕はジェシカお嬢様のことを何とも思ってない。お仕えする後宮家のご令嬢だとしか思ってない。
本当に？
本当さ。何？
私ね、ひょっとすると今夜ジョージ様に求婚されるかもしれない。
Shannon wore an incredibly peaceful smile on her face, but Kanon could tell that there was no way she'd let him change the subject. Kanon realized that she must have made him help out here in the guest house in order to talk to him about this, and he clicked his tongue softly.
家具のくせに人間と結婚なんかできるつもりなの？
できると思う。
I mean, to be perfectly fair, I'm simply happy that there's more of a lighthearted scene / conversation happening. Among all of the other sources of pain, give me a little bit of teenage romance and drama. That's just gonna lighten up the mood really fast because I don't know. There are certain circumstances about them that are difficult to overcome, like Shannon and George's, let's say, social status differences. But just generally speaking, teenage love drama it feels so lighthearted in comparison with the with everything else, that I'm like, okay, great, let's let's take a breather with this, because I'm all for it. The new game board starts immediately with the whole furniture thing again, huh? I mean, I don't think like, I don't think they'll ever stop with the furniture thing until the very, very end. Rikishi's slice of life hits right somehow. Yeah, right? It does. It's been a while since we had Shannon and Kanon talk to each other about their relationship. That's true. That's true. It's true.
無理だね。
どうして？
ジョージ様の描く未来の夢を姉さんは叶えられない。
それは
僕たちは人間じゃない。それに劣る家具。ジョージ様は姉さんを人間だと思い込んでるだけ。
それはそうかもしれないけど、
今日までよく騙し通してこれたものだと思うよ。
Rikishi is pretty good at writing slice of life from what I hear from someone reading Higurashi. Okay. Sure, fair enough.
そうやっていつまでジョージ様を騙し通せるつもりなの？自分が家具であることを未だに話せない姉さんが。
家具とか人間とかそんなの関係ない。
Trick him.
ジョージ様は私の全てを受け止めてくれると思うの。
それを確かめる勇気もないくせに。
私ね、求婚受けてみようと思うの。
As Shannon looked up at the ceiling, she spoke of the imagined future that she and George would create. Though some anxiety over the future appeared on her face, so did joy from discovering what it was like to live with love. As Kanon watched this vivid dream he was being shown, he knew that none of his words would reach Shannon anymore.
好きにしたらいいよ。姉さんは一度言い出したらどこまでも頑固だから。
私の生きたいように生きてみたい。もう家具だからとか人間だからとかそういうのに怯えるのはやめようと思うの。
Okay, sorry. Did they really? I have no idea. I've never watched it. Only ever heard of it being talked about. Kanon walked over to the window silently. He saw the rose garden filled with boring, grey flowers in bloom. He understood that Shannon was acting above her place, and he knew that her tale had no chance of a happy ending. However, he also knew that now Shannon had made her decision. No words of his could change her mind.
なら僕が言えることなんて何もないよ。やめろと言っても姉さんは聞かない。好きにすればと言えば好きにする。
Sick. Yeah, that's kind of the picture that I had as well from all of the things that I heard about it, that it's just some horror story where a lot of people are getting killed. There's a lot of blood spattering. More or less, that's the idea I had. A fair trade-off. The Higurashi anime is like 4 episodes per VN episode, so about 70 minutes for 15 hours of content. Right, yeah, I mean, I can only imagine, you know. You cannot have all of the anime runtime real estate, I suppose. Crazy, because I still love the anime having not read the VN. I mean, yeah, that's what the people who make it are tasked with. Just take the story and extract out of it something that can fit within this budget that we have and this limitation of episodes that we have, because that's what we have, and try to make something with it. And I'm sure they tried their best. So, and I guess that's in a way, when cutting down content like that happens, the main target audience is probably people who have not experienced the original, right? They're just trying to make a story extracted from the original that can more or less stand on its own 2 feet. and makes sense to someone who has never seen anything about it before, right? So yeah, it's definitely better than the Umineko anime, but that's not high praise. I mean, the deeper we go into this VN, the more I keep thinking that just adapting this into any other medium is just an impossible mission. I cannot imagine just how much stress and hard work there had to have been for the people who did it, and it is kind of doomed to fall short because you don't get all of this depth. And even though some scenes maybe feel like they're super extended, especially the first time you experience them, later on, when you look back, you start to understand why the author needed to take so much time with that, right? So when you forsake all of that, there's just like the skeleton that remains is quite brittle, I suppose. So yeah. People liking the anime without the VN is common. People telling me they like the Fruit of Grisaya anime makes me mauled to the point where my ponytail might fall off. I watched that though. But it felt like speed running through something, and at some point I felt like I watched all that was out of it at some point just because I was very curious where it was going, and I'm not really at the end of it I wasn't really sure what I had experienced because I didn't particularly feel connected to any of the characters that much because of the speed running, you know. The concept was interesting though. They make 26 episodes in all the answer arc. Yes. I mean, 24, 26 is just the standard length for an anime that can run over 2 seasons, right? So, like, you know, in terms of how they have it released in winter, spring, summer, and autumn. And that's the long version of it. Imagine having only like 12, 13 episodes. Yikes. Right? Right.
なんで僕にそんな話をするのさ。
Yeah. It's quite a tall task. There's just so much. So much.
僕の答えなんて姉さんは何も求めてないじゃないか。
私が知りたいのはカノン君のお嬢様への気持ちなの。
僕は姉さんたちとは何の関係もないよ。
カノン君は本当にお嬢様のことは何とも思っていないの？
思ってないって何度も言ってるよ。
嘘？
どうして嘘だってわかるの？
わかるもん。姉さんだもん。
わからないよ。僕の気持ちなんて。
わかるよ。
The teenage angst. Yes, please. I'm all for it. I'm here. I'm absorbing it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
カノン君のことなら私は何でもわかる。
本当にわかってるならどうして聞くんだよ。姉さんはジョージ様のことでもう胸も頭もいっぱいじゃないか。そして僕もそんな一途な姉さんが大好きなんだ。だから僕なりに応援してるんじゃないか。そうでなかったら僕だって
僕だってお嬢様を好きになりたかった。
Oh, oh, I love him. I love him. Yes, Kanon is back. Kanon finally turned to face her honestly and openly telling her his real emotions. My heart. That was what Shannon had wanted to hear. And having heard it, she closed in even further on Kanon's true feelings.
そんな言い方じゃダメ。許さない。
じゃあどうすればいいんだよ。なんて言えばいいんだよ。
好きになりたかったなんて言い方でごまかさないで。カノン君の素直な気持ちをそのまま口にすればいいの。
We are, yeah, we are. My heart, my soul, yes, but exactly that. Oh.
僕には眩しすぎるんだよ、お嬢様が。太陽のようで生き様が眩しすぎて、そんなお嬢様が好きなんだ。そんなお嬢様に手を差し伸べられて、共に歩こうと言ってもらえて嬉しかった。嬉しいんだ。
好きなんだよね。
These damn furniture making me cry. Yeah.
ああ、好きさ。お嬢様が大好きだ。
Finally, Kanon confessed his feelings in their entirety. In fact, by saying it aloud, he finally understood how he truly felt. Okay. As passionate tears welled up in his eyes, Kanon finally accepted it. He couldn't stop the tears from dripping down his face.
お嬢様も僕もこの島に閉じ込められて、何の希望もなく生きてるのは全く同じだった。
The duck has grown into the goo. I don't know if that's actually something that can happen. But okay.
なのにお嬢様は自らの道を自ら照らし、自らの足で運命を切り開くんだ。
Battler making his first game board be like, I'm gonna make a kawaii as a love story and you can't stop me. I'm all for it. Oh, my heart. Well, the ugly duckling is just a misunderstanding for a baby swan, and at the end of the story it turns into an actual swan. That's beautiful. So ducks, geese, and swans are kind of different, but I get it.
それが眩しくて羨ましくて、お嬢様と一緒にならこんなみすばらしい自分じゃない別な本当の自分を見つけられそうな気がして。
お嬢様の告白を拒絶して。
It's okay, no worries, yeah, no worries. I understand what you mean. It's in reference to the ugly duckling story. Got it.
悲しかった。
悲しかった。自分につく嘘がこんなにも辛くて悔しくて悲しいなんて知らなかった。そして僕のそんな嘘がお嬢様を傷つけたのがたまらなく許せなかった。そんな自分にもう二度と恋をする資格なんてないと思ってた。
あるよ。恋の資格はね、自分だけが与えられるの。家具だからダメとかそんなの関係ない。ダメだって自分で決めたらもうダメなの。決めつけちゃダメ。だから私は与えたよ。この身の程知らずな家具の身に恋の資格を。だからカノン君にだってあるよ。
恋をする資格が。
うん。あなたにあげられないなら私があげる。
ありがとう。僕はやっと海が見られる気がする。
Oh. Don't do this to me, my heart.
きっとジョージ様は今夜
Became a seagull, yes.
私に求婚すると思う。求婚を私は受けてこの島を出てジョージ様と新しい天地で新しい生活をするつもり。
Yeah. I still remember the conversation. It made me very sad at the time. And it had to make me sad at the time so that I could remember it for now, so that I can be even more emotional. Thank you, brain. It took 4 chapters, but Kanon finally beat colorblind. Oh.
それが姉さんの選んだ道だというなら、僕に何も言えるわけがない。
この島を出て、そしてこの島へは二度と帰らないカノン君とはお別れになる。
そうだね、僕たちはお別れだね。
もしカノン君が心の底からお嬢様を愛していて、それが私のジョージさんへの思いと同じかそれ以上だと言えるなら、私はあなたと決着をつけなきゃならない。
姉さん。
それがお互いのため。カノン君の思いを、私を理由に諦めないで。
僕のわがままが姉さんの幸せを
私も自覚してるよ。私の幸せがカノン君を傷つけることを。
We have no choice but to hurt each other. As she said this, Shannon turned her back to Kanon. As Kanon watched Shannon from behind, he was struck by her strength, and the sisterly love she showed in still thinking of him despite everything.
姉さん、僕は姉さんと一緒で幸せだったよ。
私もだよ。君がいてくれたから今日まで頑張れた。だからジョージさんとも出会えた。
僕も姉さんが教えてくれたからお嬢様の眩しさに気がつけた。
私は自分の思いを曲げない。その気持ちだけを見つめて他を無視してカノン君の心を踏みにじることから目をそらさない。
僕も姉さんを理由に自分の気持ちをもう偽らない。
私の恋が実っても君の恋が実っても私たちは互いを祝福しよう。
約束する。そして僕が勝ったらお嬢様を愛し姉さんも大切にする。
ありがとう。でも私が勝ったら
I'm not sure how this turned into a competition between the two of them, but okay.
君と島を忘れてここを永遠に出ていく。
勝ったら自分の恋に全力を。たとえそれが報われない恋だと知っていても。
私たちは
家具じゃ
ない。
The boat carrying the relatives docked at Rokkenjima's harbor. They left the boat one by one, making fun of Battler. Yeah, I have some things on my chest, but I have no idea what they are, so I don't think it makes sense for me to comment on them. Yeah. They left the boat one by one, making fun of Battler. Gota wasn't the only one to greet them. Kanon was there too.
皆様、ご無沙汰をしております。六軒島へようこそいらっしゃいました。
長旅お疲れ様でした。六軒島へようこそ。
そうそう、お嬢。
Gota complimented Kanon in a whisper. Kanon ignored this, looking just a little sour, and continued to greet the incoming relatives. Yes.
バトラ君はゴーダさんもカノン君も初めてだよね。
マリアもバトラ初めて。
ゴーダさんは凄腕のシェフでいらっしゃるんだぜ。この島に来る唯一の楽しみさ。
光栄でございます。バトラ様、どうか滞在中のお食事はご期待いただければ幸いです。
そりゃ楽しみだぜ。よろしく。
カノン君もお久しぶりね。今日は元気そうね。よかった。
そうでしょうか。
そうね。顔色が悪くないわ。血色がいいというか、目つきが凛々しくなったというか。
成長期なんだろ。そうして少年は大人になってくんだな。
普段のあんたは今にも貧血で倒れちゃいそうな顔ばっかしてる
Oh
の。
yeah, great. Thank you, Eva.
今日は少し違うわ。
正気があるんや。
Kanon compliment party.
男子は3日あれや成長するもんなんやで。カノン君も少しずつたくましくなってるっちゅうことやな。
Yeah. Kanon finally got the buff. Yeah, he leveled up. But I was so happy, and then the weirdness kind of cast a shadow over things, and now I'm like, should I still be happy about it? Love buff better than the Ninja Burger. I hear you. Yeah. To each their own, I guess.
からかわれてないわよ。みんな褒めてるのよ。
Yeah, I don't know. Here I'm weirded out as well a little bit because definitely when you change from a mental and emotional place like that, you exude a bit of a different aura and people can pick up on it. And sure, these comments are not necessarily unwarranted, but for the whole family to gush so much over one servant when the whole shtick of the servants are like, we are furniture, we don't exist, we are inferior, we're just serving you your tea and your food. Yeah, it kind of gives me a bit of, I don't know. Maybe certain people of the family it would be within their character to do it. But whenever Eva is saying something nice, I'm like, instantly, okay, what's going on? What's underneath this? I guess. Oh, sorry. Did I read that? So Kanon had sworn that starting today he would start changing the way he lived bit by bit. However, he had only meant to change within himself and hadn't expected that it would show on the outside. It typically does, yeah. Oh, my bad. I suppose. He was a bit shocked to hear that his expression had changed so much. That people had apparently noticed as soon as he opened his mouth. Well, yeah. When you stop, like, putting all doom and gloom and I'm a furniture and I'm a duck kind of energy into the world and you know, shift the directions a little bit, it is noticeable. Only Natsuhi is called to the servants? Okay. No, maybe the real surprise should have been that his normal expression looks so incredibly sullen in comparison. I'm a duck and she seems kind of based. I have nothing against ducks, but the way he used it was in a negative way towards himself, and I do not approve of that. Ducks are for cuteness, not for putting yourself down. Anyway, Goda led the way out to the guest house. Kanon brought up the rear, helping to carry some of Kumasawa's shopping.
僕、今日はそんなにも顔色がいいでしょうか。
私にもそう見えますよ。何かいいことありました
Even Kumasawa was saying it. Kanon, unable to see what his own face looked like, hung his head in embarrassment. When they reached the rose garden, they could see the others entering the guest house. Then he saw Jessica running towards him from there. Is even Milady Jessica going to say that I'm in a good mood today? Kanon hung his head even deeper. And so, almost as though he couldn't control himself, Kanon spoke first.
僕はそんなにも違うんですか？
ほら、カノン君ってさ、積極的に挨拶とかする性分じゃないでしょ。だからみんな珍しいと思ったんじゃないかな。
I see, okay.
先ほどはお嬢様にご同行できなくて申し訳ありませんでした。
いいよいいよ。こっちこそ新島まで迎えに行くから付き合ってなんて。
She says
くだらな
that,
いことに誘ってごめん。
but I'm sure in her heart she really wanted him to come.
カノン君だって今日の仕事いっぱいあるだろうし。
仕事は特にありませんでした。お嬢様が眩しすぎて。
Okay, okay, straight out.
一緒にいることに耐えられないほど僕が弱かったからです。
Will I survive? I don't know, there's more. Jessica faltered, uncertain what Kanon was talking about. However, she realized that this was something too important to be laughed off.
何かあったの？カノン君。
シャノンが結婚するって。
そっか。やっぱりジョージ兄さん、今回でプロポーズするんだね。
Jessica thought that this change in Kanon's appearance was probably caused by a change in his state of mind. She thought he was sad that he and Shannon would soon be parting ways. Kanon realized that Jessica was probably thinking this. So, he spoke to her clearly and honestly. Because he wanted her to know.
僕は姉さんがここを辞めることがあった時、自分も辞めると決めていました。
知ってるよ。じゃあ、カノン君も辞めちゃうの？
今はわからなくなりました。辞めたらお嬢様という太陽が照らしてくれた何かをまた見失ってしまいそうだから。
Jessica was stunned, unable to understand what he was saying. However, she did realize that he was trying to tell her something important. And so she was able to accept that his next words were neither a lie nor a joke.
僕は
bright screen.
ジェシカお嬢様のことが好きです。
Okay. Now this is a lot and it's happening quite fast and I don't know whether to trust it anymore. Because earlier, okay, it felt like it had a bit of a progression, but now like why I'm kind of questioning it. Sorry if I'm ruining the mood.
あなたの太陽のごとき生き方を僕も一緒に歩んでみたい。あなたとなら家具と蔑んだ自分から決別できるかもしれない気がする。
カノン君は家具じゃない。そして使用人になるために生まれてきたのでもない。年頃の男の子としてもっともっと人生を楽しんでいいはずなんだよ。
Oh god, no. Please don't remind me of that. I know we'll eventually have to get back there, but to be honest, I don't want to.
私も眩しいや。カノン君が眩しくて目が見られない。
これが偽らざる僕の気持ちです。それを今までごまかしてきてすみませんでした。僕の臆病さがお嬢様を傷つけたあの日をお詫びします。
いいよ。 その言葉だけで私は嬉しい。
だから僕はお嬢様といつまでも一緒にいるために家具をやめようと思います。僕にそのための時間をください。最後にその弱さを許してください。
弱さなんてとんでもない。カノン君は見せてくれたよ。今までの自分と決別したいっていうとびきりの勇気を。だから私は応援したいし、せかさずいつまでも待つよ。私が太陽になって君の道を照らせるなら、私だって君という人がいてくれたから、誰よりも眩しく輝いて君の瞳に私だけを映したいと思った。君がいなかったら私だって太陽になんてなれなかった。
Oh, does it now? Interesting.
だから待つよ、ずっと。
ありがとう、お嬢様。
お嬢様はもう嫌だな。
名前で呼んでもいいんですか
No Kanon blushing sprite, Nezu will have to blush.
二人っきりの時だけね。じゃないとカノン君に迷惑をかけるかもしれないし。
そうですね。
Have we ever seen this smiling face on him?
姉さんたちもそうしてるらしいし。
シャノンが婚約するって話にならなかったら、こういうことは言ってくれなかった？
I don't like it when the wind is blowing. It's always a bad omen. Kanon hung his head, at a loss for words for some time. But it was true. If Shannon hadn't told him about the engagement, he probably wouldn't have been having this conversation at this moment.
はい。だからこそ真剣に考えることができました。
そんなこと言っちゃって。シャノンの話を聞いてて恋がしてみたくなっちゃった？
はい。
素直だな。まあ私もシャノンたちを見てて羨ましいなと思って。
In truth, the real reason was different for both of them. They had been shown the courage that was needed to confess to the one they loved. This was the reason for both Kanon and Jessica.
僕は何とお呼びすれば？
ジェシカがいいな。
呼びつけは照れます。
じゃ、さん付けでもいいから最初は。
Oh, this is so sweet. The most difficult thing ever, the most intimate, the epitome of intimacy between two Japanese people calling each other by their names. So sweet.
言ってみて。ほらほら。
ジェシカさん。
今はそれでいい。だから私もカノン君のことを名前で呼びたい。カノンじゃなくて本当の名前があるんでしょ？
likely. That's alright, that's alright.
きっとカノンの「カ」が含まれた名前だと思うな。なんだろう。
ヨシアと 言います。
どういう字？
Jessica tried tracing out various characters on the palm of her hand. Then Kanon used his own finger to write out his name on her hand. Ooh!
これでヨシアと読みます。
ヨシア。I like that.
ヨシアくんか。
いい名前だね。私の変な名前と違って素敵だと思うよ。
そんなことありません。お嬢様のジェシカって名前だって。
あ、それもう一回言って。
He was the great Mario dinosaur this whole time. Oh no. I hadn't thought about it.
お嬢様のジェシカって。
もう一回。
お嬢様のジェシカって名前だって。その何か。
Jessica's face. Say it again. Okay, this is super cute. Okay, super
なん
cute.
でもないよ。ありがとう、ヨシア。
Hidden by Hideyoshi until now. I see. I see what she's doing. The red flowers of the rose garden seemed to celebrate the two lovers whose feelings had finally connected. The scene was watched by one not human, who gazed out quietly from beneath the rose garden arbor. Come to think of it, those two had never called each other by their names until now. Jessica hadn't known Kanon's true name. Kanon hadn't called Jessica by her name. By calling someone by their name, people acknowledge the worth of that person's soul. That is why names are sacred. Receiving permission to speak one means that your soul has been acknowledged.
だから、お父様は名前を呼んでほしいと?
No, that's probably wrong. When father sees me, it reminds him of that other me, the past me. I'm not completely acclimated to a battle variant, I don't know what to call her, that refers to Battler as father. There's just something about it just makes me recoil a little bit. I don't know. Poor level 1 Betiche, she really has it rough. Yeah. And I'm sure that me called father by his name. However, yeah, she was like, Batora! All the time. However, that probably doesn't mean father would be happy to hear me call him by his name. After all, I am me and not the Beatrice my father knows well. What can I do to help father? How can I be useful to him? That's the only reason I was born. Hanging her head, Beatrice sat all alone in the Golden Lands arbor that was next to the rose garden. The scene was watched by the witch of theater-going and her Miko as they sat across from each other.
かわいそうな子ね。そなたがベアトに同情するとは思わなかった。このベアトをかつてのベアトと同一人物と呼ぶのは酷な話だわ。これは全くの別人じゃない。
It may be that, by the rules, this battle is the battle. However, saying that would be horribly unfair to her.
かつての好敵手を蘇らせてこれでは、バトラも気がめいろうというもの。お兄ちゃんの絶望も少しはわかる。でも、この子の気持ちもわかるの。人は決して誰かの身代わりにはなれない。それがたとえかつての自分であってもね。
I don't know, I'm not even keeping track of them. Yeah, I'm not counting them. I'm just trying to make sure in the current scene am I understanding what's happening, and that's it. I'm not even trying to think of it relative to the others. Yeah, I don't know what that means. It has a side of creepiness to it, but I can't really put my finger on it. Does my camera count as a middle? Chat is the fifth lane. Ay, ay, ay. Oh no, Chitari. Oh no, no, no. Okay, okay. I can handle layers stacked one upon the other, but then when we put them recursively like this, no, 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 no. I need to stop because that grows into infinity there. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Lord Wu, I guess we'll see. Right, compared to the young boy and girl who had found new versions of themselves and called each other by their true names, this witch looked very feeble. The witch knew that she was an illusion created in the image of the person she once was. And she also knew that it would only hurt Battler to try and pretend to be that person.
それでもこのベアトはバトラの役に立ちたいと思っている。けなげな話だ。それがベアトリーチェという魔女の意味なの。彼女はそうだと自称している。自分はバトラの役に立つために生まれてきたと。お兄ちゃんのために生まれてきたベアトがやがては連続殺人を犯し、お兄ちゃんに永遠の拷問と称しておかしなゲームに引きずり込む。意味わかんないわ。1000年を経れば人は別人にもなり得るとそなたも理解しているはず。
At the very least, Beatrice was once a pure creature who was born for Battler's sake. There's something very weird about that sentence. They keep saying it and I'm not sure what I'm supposed to take from it. It is also very clear that in her current feeble state, she does not possess any of the courage or the motivation needed to bring about those horrifying serial murders. Oh, Bear. I guess that's fair. If so, that means the sinister witch we all know must have changed during the 1,000 years since her birth.
1000年とか偉そうな単語がよく出てくるけど、魔女の世界ではどうも長い月日を示す別称として使われてる気がするわ。
Yeah, everyone keeps taking it for granted. Oh, she has been existing for 1,000 years. Yeah, why exactly? Oh, Lord.
神の世界に近づけば近づくほどに時間の概念は曖昧になる。6年も1000年となるし、1000年がほんの一眠りにもなる。ほんの2週間の月日でさえも100年の魔女を名乗るにふさわしい永遠となり得るのだ。
In other words, the pure battle transformed into the cruel battle during those 6 years that could be called 1,000. So does that mean something bad happened during those 6 years that made her hate Oni-chan?
納得いかないわ。その6年間、お兄ちゃんは六軒島はおろか、後宮家の席から抜けてさえいるのよ。その変化にお兄ちゃんは何の関係もない。全くの逆恨みだわ。
In your winter break for like 2 days, yeah. It always doesn't it? It always feels that way.
おや、こちらにおいででしたか。お紅茶でもお入れしましょうか。
熊沢さん、知りたいことがあります。
はいはい、何でしょうか。
私はベアトリーチェという名前なんですよね。
そうですとも。お嬢様はベアトリーチェ様でございますとも。
でもお父様が口にするベアトリーチェという人物は
私のことではありません。
それは。
お父様は私にその人であってほしかったように思います。
Yeah, I guess the oldest ones.
だから私がその人にどれほど似ていても別の人間なので失望されたのではないでしょうか。
そんなことはございませんよ。お嬢様はお嬢様、ベアトリーチェ様ご自身ですとも。新しくお生まれ変わりになるとき、以前の記憶を失ってしまっただけでございますよ。たとえ記憶をなくされようとも、お嬢様はベアトリーチェ様、親方様の愛されるお方と同一人物でございますとも。
その記憶というのはどうやれば取り戻すことができますか？
それは。
Beato looked at Kumasawa with hopeful eyes, as though praying that she would tell her the way. Kumasawa averted her gaze unhelpfully, as though trying to say that she would if such a way existed.
取り戻すことができないなら、せめてお父様の愛したベアトリーチェがどのような人物だったかを教えてください。
それならお話はできますけれど。
私はお父様のために生まれてきました。だからお父様の望む黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェになりたいんです。
ベアトリーチェ様。
私に魔法は使えません。でもお父様の望む魔女が使えるならそれを学びましょう。私はお父様の望む魔女になります。それがお父様に産んでもらったことへの私が示せる唯一のご恩返しです。
I don't know, Dezo. I don't know. I guess that red truth is just the cherry on top of a very weird cake. This conversation is making me feel all sorts of uncomfortable.
けなげじゃない。1000年を間違えなきゃ最高にいい子だわ。
魔女のヒナ、なかなか面白きかな。気に入ったぞ、ヘンチェ。そのヒナの娘に我が諸子を許すがいい。
Said what? Yes, yes, yes. It said father. I understand.
魔女の世界へ帰る扉を開いてやるがよかろうぞ。
彼女自身にかつての彼女の物語を朗読させようというわけね。なるほど。私も知りたいわ。黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェを作る物語。
いいでしょう。あなたが望むならば扉を再び開きましょう。
熊沢さん。
A spray of gold welled up around them. It was a cloud of gold butterflies. Yeah, there we are. With a golden flash, the form of the old lady transformed into that of a witch in a dress.
あなたの進むべき道はあなたが決めなさい。
Oh, thank you for the BTS badge. Very sweet of you. That's a really cute emote as well. Oh.
それはおそらくバラの道。 美しく咲き誇ったバラがあなたを祝福するかもしれないし、その棘であなたを苛むかもしれない。しかしそれでもあなたがいつかたどった道、その結果同じ1000年を経てもいい、異なる1000年を経てもいい、望むなら道を引き返してもいい。
進みます。私はこの庭で1000年お茶を飲んでいるだけで過ごしたくないんです。お父様のためにこのベアトリーチェは生まれてきました。だからお父様のために生きようと思います。教えてください、黄金の魔女。
The Great Witch spread her arms, communicating Beatrice's unbending determination to the brilliant heavens. At that moment, the brilliant light covered the two of them, and before they knew it, they were in a strange study. Hello. There sat the great old witch who was the master of these archives, along with her Miko. Virgilia gave a deep and elegant bow, and this is where two meta layers collapse into each other somehow, and okay. When am I not? I'm reading Umineko, I'm braced for it, it's fine.
拝謁、至極光栄に存じます。尊厳なる感激と戯曲と傍観の魔女、フェザリーヌ・アウグストゥス・アウローラ卿。
Yeah, sure, I'm not expecting any.
表を上げよ、人の子よ。その娘にしばしの間我が諸子を自由に閲覧する資格を与えようぞ。我が巫女エンジェ。
Alright, sure.
その方に世話を命ず。
はいはい、お任せを、我があるし。素直にそなたの物語が見たいと言えばいいのに。
感激の魔女の巫女よ、ベアトリーチェをお預けします。
よろしくお願いします。
あんたのなろうとしているベアトリーチェは彼女なりに何かを苦しんでいたわ。少なくとも今のあなたはその何かから解き放たれている。
Umineko Isekai, yeah, something like that.
自らその枷を取り戻すために旅に出るの。
はい、私は黄金の魔女になりたいんです。
です
それが私の生まれてきた理由です。
彼女の煉獄を巡る旅が快適であるよう、そして保護が与えられるよう、無限と有限の魔女プブリウス・ワルギリア・マロの名において要請します。
感激の魔女の巫女にして無限の魔女反言の魔女見習い、エンジェ・ベアトリーチェの名において了承する者なりやと立てまつったり踏んだり蹴ったり。
フェトリン・スノート。
あなたもベアトリーチェという名を？
ええ、あなたのことはよく知ってるわ。
教えてください。私がどんな私だったのか。
ええ、だから教えて。あなたがどうしてあなたになったのか。
Yeah, I noticed that detail too, doesn't?
この書庫にはこれまでのそなたのゲームの物語のかけらがすべて書物として収められている。それを読むことでそなたはこれまで何があったかのすべてを知ることができるだろう。
Aww. Cornelia works very hard.
私は黄金の魔女になれますか？黄金の魔女を継承するには黄金の碑文を解かねばならぬ。そしてその試練はたとえベアトリーチェ本人だとしても免れることは許されぬ。
頑張ります。ですから私に書庫の本を読ませてください。
本当にけなげだわ。わざわざあんなのになんで戻りたがるんだか。
その私がどんな自分だかは知りません。でもその自分がお父様のお役に立てるなら私はそれになりたいです。
Inja sighed resignedly. She had no words with which to stop this girl from following her noble sense of purpose. After all, Inja was the Miko of the Witch of Theater Going. She could do nothing except watch over the stage. Yes, they weren't actually interfering with the play. This was just a bit of directing, to shine the spotlight onto the tale of Beato's past. Even this was nothing more than the Witch of Theater Going watching a play.
読めばそなたはかつてのベアトリーチェがどのような人物だったかを知るだろう。しかしそこから何を得られるかはそなたが決めるがよい。書庫にとどまるも自由、立ち去るも自由、再び戻ることさえも自由だ。その対価として私はそなたを感激する。
感激とは？
要するに好きにしていいって意味よ。
ありがとうございます。青草、
フェザリーヌって呼ぶと喜ぶわよ。
ありがとうございます。フェザリーヌ様。
After being welcomed in by Federine, Beato set out on a journey to discover herself. That tale connected the old tale with the new one. It wove them together. The 1,000-year-old tale about her returned to its starting point, becoming a snake eating its own tail. The ring of that snake began slowly bit by bit to turn into the shape of a small island floating on the sea. That island was Rokenjima. The 1,000 years of the witch born on this island were tied to the island. Was it 1,000 years or just 6? Or did this tale start even further back into the past? Beatrice went out on a journey to find herself. The wind had been strengthening since a while back. The breaking waves had grown fierce. The ferry boats probably wouldn't be coming for a while now. The crashing thunder told that the island had been sealed off from the outside world. A thick rain poured down, mocking the fools outdoors who had to rush pathetically to find shelter. No longer would anyone be able to leave this island, and no longer would anyone be able to reach this island. No one, unless blessed with a miracle. There was another flash of lightning. The retinas of all who saw it were filled with white. As that white faded away, an eerie silhouette pulled itself up at the raging water's edge. Oh no, please, not this again. No! Drown! God damn it. I'm sorry. As though suddenly remembering, it coughed violently several times. I can hear it adding duct tape to my windows now. It's kind of swamp monster, yeah, something like that. It's a fitting extension of the weird spider crawling up the walls. type of description of her, yeah. Filthily spitting out the seawater that had filled its stomach, and then tearing apart the velcro of her life jacket. She cast off the reason she had been able to float here without so much as a thank you. Ah, right, so she's not this incredible swimmer. Her choking in the middle of the witch laughter is just... yes. Oh my god.
いつも変わらぬ嵐での艦隊、実にグッドです。さあ、楽しませてもらいますよ、バトラさん。
Oh my god. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know. I don't know if I love hating her. She is exhausting. Yeah, that's what she is. It is. I can't help feeling negative things towards her because I really don't like her, and at the same time it's so exhausting feeling them that I'd rather not. It's weird. The news about the drifter Furudo Erika quickly spread across Rokkenjima. Yeah. Erika was politely entertained, and it was decided that she would be treated as a guest until the typhoon passed. A chapter name? Oh, sorry, I didn't pay attention. The annoying guest. My relationship with Erika is simple. I love to hate her. She's a perfectly hateable villain. I don't disagree. I'm too exhausted by her to entertain all of these negative feelings. Anyway. In the dining hall, Goda's wonderful dinner had ended, and everyone was relaxing and enjoying some after-dinner coffee and cheese. Oof, cheese! Cheese! Apparently, Battler was a bit relieved that Erika had come and turned into a good scapegoat. Yeah. Yeah, contrast that with the swamp monster coming out of the sea. And choking in the middle of the evil witch laughter. Yes. It drove away some of the attention that he'd been getting piled on him for finally coming back after 6 years. Well. In fact, she turned out to be very talkative. When the conversation turned to a sophisticated discussion of the mystery genre, even the adults were drawn in. Of course this conversation turned to that. What else could it possibly turn to? That's the only thing that exists in the world, the mystery genre. She was apparently so well versed that even Nanjo, who had a vast knowledge of the subject, was impressed.
確かにな。嵐の孤島に洋館に不気味な一族、そこに雨宿りの探偵とくりゃもうお膳立てが揃ったも同然だぜ。
ご安心を。どんな難事件であっても解決してお見せしますので。
Can we take a moment and acknowledge just how fucked up this sentence is? No crime has happened yet! This is messed up. Hello? Police? Oh god, okay.
それが探偵の務めです。
頼もしいじゃないか。
You're all laughing and giggling now. You won't be laughing and giggling later.
むしろ何か怪事件が起こってほしいものだね。
She's tryharding spirit running Umineko. yeah.
犠牲者役はごめん被るが
Who knows? Who knows, Klaus?
あなた不謹慎です。
まあ人間のミステリーの歴史なんてほんの100年足らず、そのトリックもアイデアもほんの数種の焼き直しですでに描くべきことなどありません。いかなる不可能犯罪、密室殺人が起ころうとも、すでに類型化されているどれかのトリックを形を変えただけに過ぎないのですから。まあそれでもミステリーが読み物として現代でも通用するのは、古典もろくすっぽ読まない付け焼き場の自称マニアが自分の不勉強ゆえに知らない古典トリックをさも新鮮であるかのように勘違いして大騒ぎしてるだけなんですが。
That's highly elitist. Wow. Wow. Everyone couldn't help but gape at this imposing claim. If an aged critic had said it, that would have been one thing. But it showed incredible boldness for a young person like her to state that so strongly.
ミステリーなんてもう半世紀も前に終わったジャンルなんです。私に言わせればですが。でも不勉強なバカばっかりのおかげで私は探偵面ができるというわけです。
それを言ったら恋愛なんてシェイクスピアの時代に完成されてて以後は読む価値もないってことになるぜ。
That's a good comeback. That's a good one, Butler.
そうですね。
But I'm sure she hears it completely differently.
じゃあロミオとジュリエットさえ読んどけば恋愛なんてもう理解できたも同然ってことじゃないんですか？
そんなわけねえさ。
Yeah.
本は読んだ数を競うものでもねえが、さりとてこれで十分だと威張るもんでもねえ。過去の古典の話ばかりで新書を読まねえのはいわゆる悪しき解雇主義じゃねえのか。それこそ読書をサボる年寄りどもの言い訳だと思うぜ。
そうですね。私もバトラさん程度には本を読まないと言いまかされちゃいそうです。
You didn't understand anything. It's not that I expected her to, but So, what's wrong with that, Dezo? Why is that such a wrong thing? Like, she says it, at least that's how I hear it. Maybe that's also something filtered through my own perception of her. But she says it as if that is the epitome of it. And because nothing will ever rise up to it or surpass it in some sort of way, it's meaningless. It shouldn't even exist. That's dumb. That's dumb. Yeah, for someone like her it's incomprehensible, I suppose so. That's why she's not even hearing Butler's argument about Romeo and Juliet at all. She's twisting it again through her own kind of way of seeing things. Which, I mean, it's fair, we all do that. We all filter things through the prism of our own perception, but man, she's quite something, isn't she?
俺本なんか読まねえし。
Battler chuckled, but Erika knew from the previous game that Battler was actually quite an avid reader. So his words felt like more of a challenge.
そんなにも推理自慢ならクイズとかパズルとかは得意そうだね。
マリアさ、ほらクイズとかの本持ってなかったっけ？
Picking up that Erika's arrogant statement had made the atmosphere a little tense, George smoothly changed the subject. George is really smooth. Oh no, oh no. When chat goes, oh hell yes, this scene, I'm like, okay, let me brace myself. She reminds me of the Thing from the John Carpenter movie. The rodent is assimilating and pretending to act as a normal rockin' Jimmy in the end. Patience, you're set. Oh, yeah. By now, it was more than clear that she wasn't the charming guest she had appeared to be. Maria pulled a book out of her bag that had quizzes and puzzles written in it and started posing them to everyone. It might have looked as though it would become a peaceful quiz party, but of course that wasn't what happened. Something to solve for me? Oh no, please don't. I won't solve it. Can we all just embrace and accept that fact? Professor Layton? I don't even know what that is. Oh no. Oh no. In credit to all her big talking, Erika managed an impressive ratio of correct and immediate answers. Erika took complete control. Her bragging began to escalate more and more. George slightly regretted the choice he had made when changing the subject. Poor George. He tried though. I appreciate his efforts.
106回です。トーナメント表を書くまでもありません。
The question, how many matches would you need for a tournament with 107 teams, was answered instantly by Erika.
これは問題というより知識です。参加チームから1を引いた数が必要な試合数という公式がありますので、まあ例題の4チームなら3試合、8チームなら7試合という数字を見た時点で法則性に気づいて当然ですが。エリカすごい。
エリカお姉ちゃんでしょ。言ってごらん。
おお、エリカお姉ちゃんすごい。
大したもんだな。なるほど。自称探偵は伊達じゃねえってわ。
まあ探偵を気取るつもりならこの程度は。
すごいね。きっと将来は本物の探偵になれると思うよ。
まあもうそのつもりですが。
George was being nice to her and praising her, and instead of being like, oh, thank you, you know, and appreciating the freaking compliment, she's like, oh no, I already am. Okay, alright. The cousins all thought about the answers to the questions, but Erika always answered first. Rosa thought that it was a bit rude for Erika to say the answers out loud while people were thinking instead of keeping them to herself, but since Erika was a guest, Rosa decided against mentioning it. Yeah, that's how this kind of people are. They only think of themselves, not of the general mood. In truth, Erika was perfectly aware of this when she answered the questions instantly. Each time she would grin broadly, as though saying, is it really taking you all this long to solve such an easy problem? Ah. Ay, ay, ay.
エリカちゃんは名探偵さんなんだから、あまり本気にならなくてもいいんじゃない？
そうですね。
キリ。
子供向けの問題なのにムキになってしまいました。気をつけますので次の問題をお願いします。
よーし、今度は負けねえぞ。マリア、次の問題を頼む。
Makes her unique? Sure. Makes her likable? No. It only inflames the annoyance. Yeah. I understand this one. Oh, it's cheese. Oh, Lord.
それをナイフで1回切り分けると2つになります。
Oh, God, no. Okay. A single slice splits it in two. Right.
では、8個に切り分けるには最低何回切ればいいでしょう？
right. The lowest number of slices you can make to cut it into 8. Oh, interesting. Okay.
あ、僕はこれ知ってるよ。だから黙ってよっかな。
Okay. George, acting like the adult he was, set up a mood that would prevent people from answering right away, even if they knew the answer, in effect sending a warning to Erika. Ah, okay. It seemed that Erika understood, and she averted her gaze, snorting derisively.
8個なら4回で切り分ければよいのでは？バカね。それが答えだったら問題にならないじゃない。
Is it the first? I don't know.
そういうことだな。こういうのは想定の回数より少なくできるものと相場が決まっている。しかしどうすればいいやら。
ああ、わかったわかった。こりゃチーズだからできることだな。
そうね。バースデーケーキでこれをやったら大喧嘩になるわね。
そやな。チーズならともかくケーキを切るにはその切り方じゃあかんな。
みんな答え分かってんのかよ。くそ、分かんねえの俺だけかよ。
あー、わかったぜ。なるほどね。3次元で考えなきゃダメなんだ。
うわ、ジェシカまで。わかんねえ。どうすりゃいいんだ。
マリア、答えわかるよ。ここに書いてあるもん。
こら、マリアだって答え見るまでわからなかったでしょ。わかる？バトラ君。
なるほど。私にもわかりました。これはチーズだからこそできることですな。
南條先生まで分かっちゃったのかよ。ひょっとして俺だけが分かってない？
バトラさんの頭も少し火を通せばチーズみたいに柔らかになりそうですね。
ナイフは0回で手でちぎれるとかそういう答えじゃないんだろ。
なわけねえぜ。ナイフ以外では切れないチーズってことで。
Oh no, it's special cheese, okay.
チーズを立体的に想像するんだよ。難しいなら紙ナプキンの裏に絵を描いてみるのもいいかもね。
大きなチーズが1個あるんだろう。それをナイフで8つに。ナイフは直線じゃなきゃ切っちゃダメ？
そうよ。ナイフは直線に切るだけ。まあでもヒントね。切り方は直線にじゃなきゃダメだけど、どこを切るかは自由なのよ。
どうやってナイフを入れればいいかいろいろ想像してみろ。
少々ひねくれたやり方を想像した方がいいだろうな。
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Those taters.
バトラ君のお手並みを拝見だ。
You have a large piece of cheese. How many times must you cut it with a knife to make 8 pieces? It's obvious that you could do it in 4 cuts. Can it be done in even fewer cuts than that? The hint said that it was something that could be done because it was cheese. If it was a birthday cake, you really wouldn't be allowed to do this. You wouldn't be allowed. By whom, anyway?
Cheese.
It's okay, yeah, don't worry about it.
チーズだからできる技？
No battler.
わかったわかった。すっかり騙されたぜ。頭が硬えとダメだな。
ようやくひらめいたようですね。 それが正解だといいのですが。
チーズはナイフ以外では切れないんだよな。ナイフは直線だけで切るんだよな。それ以外に何も条件はないよな。なあ。
特にない。
よっしゃ、間違いない。くー、ひでえ問題だぜ。これはまるで謎々だ。
上から切るばかりがノーじゃないってことだぜ。上から2回切って4分割。その状態で側面から切れば上段と下段に分かれて4分割が倍の8分割。
立体で考えないと出せない答えだね。つまり正解は3回さ。
え、そうなのか？俺1回だと思ってたけど。
そらどんな魔法や。いくらなんでも1回は無理や。
これはなぞなぞじゃなくて普通に算数的な問題よ。
え、ああ、そうなのか。3回ってのはすぐに思いついたんだが、それじゃ簡単すぎて問題にならないと思ってひねりすぎたか。
Ah, I see, I see. Battler was busy thinking four-dimensionally.
バトラの答えの方が5本の答えより少ない。バトラが正解？ええ、そうです。バトラさんが正解です。正解は1回です。
Battler was happy that someone had confirmed his answer. However, at some point, Erika's face had lost its cheeriness.
私以外に1回と答えられる人間がいて、それがよりにもよってあなたとは。
エリカも答えは1回なのかよ。
Yeah.
どうやらお前も
There had to be a
相当ひねくれて
catch.
るみたいだな。
1個のチーズと聞いて、その形状を決めつけるのは実に愚かしいことですので。
できるわけないわ。お兄ちゃんの勘違いでしょ。3回未満でどうやって8等分するのよ。
愚かしや人の子よ。8つに分けろとは言っているが、等分にしろとは問うていない。
Yeah, Buncha, I agree.
それにしたって不可能でしょ。ナイフ以外の方法で切るの？
ナイフ以外では切れない。ナイフは直線に切らねばならないと条件がある。しかし逆に言えばそれ以外に条件はない。
Ah, I see what you mean.
いや、そもそもチーズの形さえも示されてはいない。
そうか。みんなは大きなチーズが1個って聞いて、カマンベールみたいな平べったい円筒状のものを想像してたのか。俺は朝食のトーストの上に乗せるスライスチーズを想像していたぜ。ナイフで切り分けるような立派なチーズとは普段縁がねえからよ。
チーズの形状に条件は示されませんでした。出題者のミスです。おそらくマリアさんのその本にはいわゆる平べったい円筒状チーズの図面があるはずです。ある。ほら。
As Erika had guessed, the book Maria held had an illustration of a piece of cheese just as Erika had described it. With cheese of this shape, 3 slices really would be the correct answer. You cut it in a plus pattern from the top to make 4 pieces, then cut it from the side to double that and make 8 pieces. However, since this illustration hadn't been shown, the interpretation of the cheese had been left to the answerer.
確かにそうね。出題の時点でチーズの形状やその柔らかさなどには触れられていなかったわ。
そういうことです。どうやらチーズも頭も 柔らかかったのはバトラさんの方だったようです。
わけわかんねえぜ。スライスチーズだったらどうしてナイフ1回で8個に分けられるんだよ。
お手元のペーパーナプキンで試してみたらどうですか？これをスライスチーズだと思って。
Cheese puzzle reveals the true culprit already.
つまりよ、こうしてさ、蛇腹に折るわけさ。何回折れば8個になるかな。
6回です。
The folded accordion style, you alternate between upward and downward folds. Once you've done this 6 times, it looks like the side of an
普通
accordion.
のチーズならこんなに折ったらそこでちぎれちまうところだが、ナイフ以外じゃちぎれないことになってんだろ。
ええ、問題ありません。
I see. That's why that it was
ナイフ以外
important.
では決して切れぬ魔法のチーズですから。
Okay, guys.
その畳んだのも真上からバサッと一刀両断にすりゃ。
確かに8分割だ。
ちょっと待てよ。これじゃ当分にはなってないぜ。
It didn't say that they should be equal though.
出題者は8つに切り分けろとしか言ってません。当分は条件に含まれませんでした。まあ折り方を工夫すれば当分も可能ですが、お頭の固い皆さんには説明が混乱するので省きます。
For a while, everyone was stunned. Battler had reached a far better answer than 3 by thinking of the problem as a riddle. Erika had already known both answers and had even spotted a mistake made by the book. The others could do nothing but stare at those two in surprise. Ooh, mozzarella. Oh my god. Oh, too much talk of cheese. We don't have any left. I won't have cheese for breakfast.
すごいわ。頭が硬かったのは私たちなの？
これは乾杯ですな。
私たちは3次元で考えたけれど、どうもバトラ君とエリカちゃんは次元がもう一つ上だったみたいね。
だいぶ魔女とのゲームで鍛えられたようじゃないですか。条件なき問題、すなわち赤き真実の外側はすべて観測者の自由自在。魔女の密室の感激を縫う基本中の基本。
何の話だ？小説か何かの引用か？
まあそういうことにしておきます。それにしてもどなたの脳みそもカチンコチンの石ころチーズってわけですね。
What is wrong with rock hard cheese? It can be good too. Yeah. It's a good hint. I don't know, isn't that what has already been established? I don't feel like there's something new about it. All things not covered by the red truth are left to the observer's interpretation. Yeah. Yeah, and you have to address things that are not covered by the red truth to find arguments against it. I don't know. It doesn't feel that new to me, but okay. I guess I would have to do a bit of pondering. Well, we weren't talking about following it or how easy it is to apply, but as a concept, I've understood that this is the point of it. I don't know. I envy you, Ben. I might sneak down to the store tomorrow morning before breakfast to get some myself. Oh, sorry, I skipped that. Without any signs of restraint, Erika looked at everyone and laughed sarcastically. I guess if you could say one phrase about Erika to describe her, this would be it. No signs of restraint. Laughed sarcastically, looking up at everyone. Yes, that's Erika in a nutshell. Only Maria didn't notice the venom in that laugh as she happily turned to the next page. Yeah, Maria is too pure. Oh no, more of these.
じゃあ次の問題ね。3つのコップと6枚のコインがあります。3つのコップそれぞれにコインが1枚、2枚、3枚になるように分けてください。
Eh? Wait, there's something I don't understand about the rules here. What?
おいおい、そんなの簡単じゃねえかよ。最初のコップにコインを1枚、次のコップに2枚、
Yeah,
最後
that's
の
too
コップに
obvious.
3枚入れて出来上がりだぜ。
ではそれを5枚のコインでもできるでしょうか。また陳腐な問題が出てきましたね。
I don't even understand what it's asking of me.
まさか皆さん、
Or of
この程度の
us
問題に
generally.
また瞬きをいくつも費やされるおつもりで
This woman is gonna wear me down! By now, Erika was gazing around with an unpleasant look, acting in a manner that was completely inappropriate both for a guest and for someone of her age. She was no longer a guest who would be staying until the storm passed. Wait. Wait, what was the text? Split up the coins so that there's 1 coin in one cup, 2 coins in another cup, and 3 in the third cup. Can you do it with 5 coins? Can you put a cup inside of the other? I don't know. I have no idea. You can. It's easy. Alright. I did. She was no longer a guest who would be staying until the storm passed. She had transformed into an annoying guest who wouldn't leave until the storm passed, yeah. Everyone thought this, but they were unable to say it aloud. It's okay.
コインの問題っていうと
I say it aloud for all of you, it's okay.
ほら、お箸の使い方がうまいかどうかは、コインをお箸で掴めるかどうかでわかるそうだね。
George, just trying to lighten up the mood. Right, so what? You put a coin in one cup, you put another cup on top of it, and then you put 1 coin into that, and then you put 3 in the third one. Is that it? So that way one, like, has 3, the other has basically 2, because it contains both coins from both cups, and the last one has 1. I don't know, whatever.
お箸。ええ、そうです。お箸です。
I mean, I don't know. It was just a thought. It's whatever. Hey, Squid. Good morning. How are you? So nice to see you around. Okay. I can't believe that actually she bit into the chopsticks distraction.
お箸は世界で最も優雅な食器です。突き刺し、引きちぎって口に運ぶナイフとフォークなんて野蛮の極み。
Erika, hearing chopsticks activates her new.
お箸こそが最高です。私の箸使いこそが芸術。
Aw, no worries, Squid, no worries. I hope you're enjoying something very delish for your lunch break, and good luck through the rest of the day. You can do this, you got this. We believe in you. Yes. Jessica was about to say, isn't the chopsticks just a stick? But stopped herself just in time. She realized that it was best to let George take control for now. Poor George. He tried to like take things out of the mood, and then he dug an even deeper hole.
小銭あるけど、ちょっと僕と競争してみない？僕もお箸の持ち方には厳しいんだ。
そやな。ジョージの箸は随分厳しく教えたんや。
I guess it depends what kind of chopsticks, because I can imagine coins are kind of slippery if you have those kinds of varnished chopsticks, or I don't know what to call it. But if they're just like plain wooden ones, maybe that's not that difficult. I don't know. Aww, nice, Dustiners. George is single-handedly stopping the Rockinjima rodent incident from happening.
確かにテーブルマナーは育ちが出てしまうものだ。
Once upbringing shows in their table manners. Okay, Klaus.
エリカさんの持ち方もなかなかに良い。
俺の小銭も貸してやるぜ。枚数が多い方が面白いだろ。
ジェシカ、よく見て覚えなさい。
うせえぜ。
Poor Jessica.
よし、競争しよ
う。I hate chopsticks.
ここにある小銭をどれだけ多く自分のお皿に移せるか。
望むところです。お箸、お箸。
This time George had steered the conversation into a good direction. Everyone else understood, and they helped to egg on his on this chopstick fight and change the subject. Smooth. We were fully aware by now that Erika was extremely proud of her intelligence. And apparently she had the bad habit of using that to look down on other people. Oh, thank you for the hydrate patch. Yes, I'm doing it. When the function has chopsticks. She spun her chopsticks around her fingers with the dexterity of a stage magician, staring at the coins scattered on the table like a dog waiting for permission to eat the food placed before him. Oh god. Right. So we led them with the chopstick fight. The unsettling sound of the wind had now blended in with the sound of rain, resembling the howl of some monstrous beast. Just when it seemed to be crying out sadly, it would suddenly turn into a roar and rattle the windows, striking up even more fear and unease within me. Light from the hallway poured in through the thin crack of the slightly open door, and it seemed to carry with it laughter that was warm and happy, but very distant. Ah, this is... Oh, we're back here. Oh, lordy, lordy, lord! Erika, don't eat coins. She wouldn't. It's fine. I'm sure everyone's in the dining hall or somewhere having a good time. I want to go there as soon as I can. I'm sure my family will be there. I hate being all alone in a place like this. Dad. Mom. I stubbornly tried again and again to open the door, but the merciless changes wouldn't let the door open any further than that crack. On the contrary, feeling this close to a way out just made me more impatient. Gulping and trying to ignore the fear lurking behind me, I quietly closed the door. That light coming out of the crack is just a trap. This is an iron shackle, trying to keep me locked in here for eternity by making me think I'm just an inch away from getting out a door that will never actually open. I need to get out of this creepy room as soon as possible. When I closed the door, all that filled the room was that eerie sound of wind and rain. The way the wind picked up every now and then and shook the window frames felt like a monster in a cage shaking the bars. I was so scared of that monster, I couldn't help but avert my gaze from the windows. Man, this music, plus the sound of the wind in the background. Gotta search. If I can't get out the door, I need to find another way out. Just at the side of the door was a closet. There was only enough space inside to hang overcoats. Of course, it didn't connect to anywhere outside the room. If this were hide and seek, it would probably be fun to hide in there. However, inside this creepy room, it would be no better than stepping into my own coffin. Okay. Oh, this one. If I go in there, maybe I won't be able to get out of the closet next. This nonsensical fear sent a massive shiver up my spine, and I closed the closet door in a hurry. There's one door left. When I opened it, there was the bath and toilet. Of course, there was no exit. There weren't even any windows. If I turned the faucet, water would probably come out, then disappear down the drain and flow outside. But I couldn't get out that way. Unless I went into the bathtub with the stopper pulled out of the drain and smashed my flesh and bones to bits. I had a feeling that this was the only way out, so the black stopper in the bathtub drain looked extremely terrifying. Wow, okay. I will never look at the bathtub the same ever again. I'll have the mental picture of Battler trying to smash his flesh and bones into the drain. Okay. I tried a lot of things, both mentally and physically, but there really was no way of getting out through the bathroom. All that was left was the windows. The view through the window was pitch black darkness. The fierce winds and rain were slamming against the glass. The darkness on the other side of the window may have been unsettling, but I didn't really care where I went as long as it was outside this room. However, the window was clamped shut. Right down the middle of the window, which was made to swing open like a set of double doors, were several ugly metal clamps. It was even more unnerving than the chain on the door, like a rough operation scar on some bizarre monster. The wind and rain slammed against and shook the window frame, making it creak loudly. However, unlike the door, this wouldn't open even a crack. I've had enough. Give it a rest already. What the hell's going on with this room? I've had enough of this creepy room. Enough. It's impossible to go outside except by the door and windows. And compared to that thick door, the window looks like it might be possible to break. I'll smash it. If I swing a chair at it, the glass will probably break. I might even be able to smash the wooden grid dividing up the window. All I need to do is make a gap large enough to slip out of. I grabbed a fancy-looking antique chair and headed back to the window. I smashed the chair against it. Over and over. The glass smashed with a violent sound, and the frame groaned and creaked. I hit it again, over and over. If I can just break through this wooden frame. Damn it, what the hell? Even though all the glass has been smashed apart, even though the cold rain is blowing in and tormenting me, I just can't get that frame to break. They aren't iron bars. It's just a delicate wooden mesh. It's fragile enough to make that creaking sound, so why doesn't it break? No, wait, maybe it's close to breaking. What if I try attacking it from a different angle instead of just smashing it head on? I stuck my left hand outside through one of the holes in the broken window, grabbed the frame from the front with my right hand, and tried to break it by shaking it around from both sides. My left hand started to grow ice cold from the frigid winds and rain. As I shook, fragments of glass sticking out from the broken frame poked into me, and my wrist was soon stained with blood. But if I can just get out of here, this much pain is no big deal. But I can't get out. I'm stuck. It won't open. I can't break it. The more violently I shook the frame, the more the glass fragments tore into my left wrist, causing me intense pain. Wait, what's... huh? Ay. Before I realized that the glass fragments on the frame had grown longer and more spiky. It was as though an ugly beast was trying to chew my hand off with glass teeth. It's not my imagination. They actually are getting longer before my very eyes. And they're chewing my hand to bits. I tried desperately to pull my hand out, but it had already dug deep into my wrist. And I couldn't move it. Great, fantastic. Yeah, I'm not very much a fan of it. I put all my strength into it, but it just hurt more and more, and the glass didn't even budge. What the hell? Damn it, let go. With my right fist, I hit the glass over and over, attempting to break it. But that just hurt my right fist as well, and did nothing to release my other hand. Just then... oh my god. Oh, Chidorin. Yeah. My left hand, which was still stuck outside and exposed to the rain, brushed against something slimy. What? It couldn't have been a leaf blown about by the winds or anything like that. I mean, it felt just like the touch of someone's rain-soaked hand. Then it closed tightly around my left hand. When I felt the 5 fingers, I knew that some person out in the darkness was touching my left hand. And yes, I know who it is. It's the witch. The terrifying witch who controls Rokanjima's night. The 2 hands soaked in the freezing rain gently caressed my left hand. Why would reading Tsukime mean falling down the fate rabbit hole? What's the fate rabbit hole? I mean, I know you're referring to the visual novel, but what is the rabbit hole? Right. The 2 hands soaked in the freezing rain gently caressed my left hand. However, though I could tell this was happening from the touch, I couldn't see anything out there in the darkness. Then it felt about my fingers and bent my ring finger upwards. I know they're written by the same person. I just don't understand why reading one would put you down the rabbit hole of the other. But okay. It's gonna break. Yeah. At that point, I saw something in the darkness for the first time. It was white. The darkness grinned and bared its white teeth. Then, that mouth full of eerily white teeth approached my bent back finger. And opened wide! It must have been laughing at me from the darkness. After all, its creepy mouth had twisted upward in a huge grin. I had a horrible idea of what it might be trying to do to my finger. Ah, I see. I see. But I mean, you can read one and decide not to read the other. You have control over your life, you know? A shiver ran up my spine. I resisted as much as I could, but the fangs of glass just wouldn't release my left hand. And then, after giving my finger a playful nibble... My god, what am I reading? Yeah, hello. Yeah. It bit down hard, crushing bone and tearing away flesh all at once, and bit it off. I'm not reading those. For reasons. No.
今、何か聞こえませんでしたか？
僕もガタンって音を聞いたような。
風で窓でもガタついたんだろうぜ。何しろオンボロ屋敷だからな。
そういうのってなんだか不気味だよな。本当に魔女が屋敷の中を歩き回ってるのかなって。6年前のガキの頃には随分怯えて夜を過ごしたもんさ。
He was scared of the witch 6 years ago. Okay. Ah, okay, I see. I see those stages. Alright. If you read one, you're bound by a guess to read all others. I see.
この廊下の向こうには何があるんですか？あちらには客室がございますが、今は使っておりません。
ゲストハウスができたからね。それまでは客室に僕らは泊まってたんだよ。
ああ、俺も覚えてるぜ。今日のゲストハウスがあまりに綺麗なんで驚いちまった。
まあ新築だからな。私も自分の部屋をそっちに移したいもんだぜ。シャノン、エリカさんの部屋もゲストハウスでしょ？
はい、ゲストハウスにご用意させていただきました。で、ゲストハウスは屋敷から離れていると、どんな事件が起こっても互いには聞こえませんね。
やれ。まだ探偵モードなのかよ。
Of course she is.
明日の朝、全員で揃っておはようって言っただけで、がっかりしちまいそうだぜ。
確かに。さすがに明日の朝には誰かが減ってないと困ります。ねえ。それではゲストハウスへご案内します。
The adults were apparently about to begin a conversation that they didn't want the kids to hear. The real family conference was about to start. As the kids and Erika followed Shannon on their way to the guest house, they passed through the entrance hall.
外は今が一番の振りのようだね。
客までテレビでも見ながら、もう少し振りが弱くなるのを待ってもいいんじゃねえの？
ゲストハウスに戻りなさいってママに言われた。ゲストハウスじゃないと怒られる。
ゲストハウスの方が落ち着けるぜ。不機嫌な親の声も面もごめん被るぜ。
ますますにお膳立てが整っているようで。
Erika giggled an openly indiscreet look on her face.
今、傘のご用意をいたします。少々お待ちください。ちょっと、ずっと気になってました。あの肖像画のご婦人は、どなたですか？まあ、ぶっちゃけ。
Oh my god, what is she gonna say?
ベアとの肖像画であることは知ってるわけですが、前回のゲームでは通り過ぎてしまっただけで面白くなかったので。
Ah, I see. Erika whispered to herself, but of course no one heard her.
こちらは親方様の恩人ベアトリーチェ様でございます。
おじい様に莫大な黄金を授けてくれた後宮家復興の恩人だそうだよ。
ただのじい様の中の妄想の魔女だぜ。こいつの亡霊が夜な夜な屋敷の中を歩き回ってるって話らしいぜ。
よせよ。俺小さい頃はその話めちゃくちゃ苦手で、この屋敷の夜は苦手だったんだ。
そんなこともあったね。6年経った今はどう？
すっかり忘れてたが、この肖像画をまじまじ見てるうちにまた怖い気持ちが蘇ってきちまったぜ。
おう、ベアトリーチェは怖くないよ。敬いを持っていればね。持ってないとね、シャノン。はい、使用人たちの間でもそう囁かれています。夜回りの使用人たちの間でも時折人影を見たとか黄金の蝶を見たとかいう噂が。
うわあ、去年だか一昨年だかに使用人の人が階段から転げ落ちて大怪我してやめたじゃん。あれベアトリーチェの呪いだなんて囁かれてなかったっけ。
Jessica told it like a ghost story, trying to scare Erika. But Erika just laughed disdainfully, of course. Erika's like, you can't scare me with no monster story. In this story, I am the monster.
なんだよ、薄気味悪いな。ただの事故だろ。
The swamp monster emerging from the crashing waves of the sea. The creepy spider putting duct tape on her nose. She ain't afraid of no ghost.
偶然だろ。
I am the danger, yes.
おじい様がここに肖像画を掲げて
I'm the one who knocks.
一昨年のことだと思うよ。
Yes, I realized it after I said it. After I said it out loud, I was like, oh, wait.
確かまさにここの大階段から落ちて怪我をしたんだよね。
Wait, when people say the year before last, does that mean 2 years ago? Why can't you say just 2 years ago? Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, the servant that fell down the staircase, okay.
そうそう。
Servants fall off staircases and off cliffs on this island, it seems.
このバカでかい肖像画は何しろインパクトあったから。掲げられてすぐは屋敷中であれはなんだと話題になったもんだよ。それでその後すぐにここで事故があったもんだから、ベアトリーチェの呪いだってことになってさ。
ベアトリーチェの階段云々はこの肖像画の後から？いえ、その前からもベアトリーチェ様の霊が歩き回っているというお噂はありました。でもこの肖像画が掲げられてからはもっとそういう話が増えた気がします。
And Natsuhi's return childless, interesting and magical island. あいあいあい。
今までは 魔女ベアトリーチェと聞いても具体的なイメージが湧かなかったからだろうね。この肖像画によって具体的になり、より一層以後の階段に厚みが出たんだと思うな。
そもそも魔女ベアトリーチェなんて誰が言い出したんです？
じいさまだぜ。
我が最愛の魔女ベアトリーチェ
ってよく取り乱して叫んでたから。
Oh my god. Jessica's voice actress really nailed it. What the heck? Excellent indeed.
この肖像画が出てくるまでは顔の想像もつかなかったけど。
Of course.
こんな薄気味悪い肖像画がでーんと飾られたら、そりゃ階段の一つや二つできて当然だろうぜ。音楽室のベートーベンの肖像画も、学校創立者の銅像も、みんなちょうどいい階段の音章じゃねえか。
確かに。こんなに古風な薄暗いお屋敷でずっとこんな風雨の音を聞いていたら、そういう階段の一つや二つ生まれてもおかしくはなさそうです。
Jessica can do an impression of the average Umineko fan.
まあ、所詮は階段、妄想、踊り話。取るにも足らない寝ぼけたうつけ者のざれ言以下ですが。
Erika looked up at the portrait and smiled at it defiantly. Maria's face immediately soured, as though she felt that this smile was disrespectful to Beato.
ベアトリーチェはいる。そんなこと言ってるときっとエリカに魔女の呪いがあるよ。おや、怖い怖い。魔女の呪い、大いに望むところですよ、ベアトリーチェ。
これでエリカが明日の朝変死してたな。おいおい、お前探偵なんだろ。探偵がいきなり殺されるなんて斬新すぎるぜ。
おや、それは困りますね。現場検証に差し支えます。なるほど、ノックスにも探偵を殺してはならないとは書いてありませんし。
It would be so problematic to be dead. I couldn't inspect my own crime scene. Is this what she's saying? I can't. Oh god. At least I'm getting a good laugh out of it. As opposed to annoyance.
マリア、いいもの持ってる。ベアトリーチェの呪いを防げるお守り。
お守り？そんなのあるのか？
After fishing around in her bag, Maria pulled out a string of beads attached to a medal that had a scorpion drawn on it. It looked like a cheap prize from an arcade or something. This looks like a cheap copy of the previous line that expressed the same thing. They don't even try to not break meta layers anymore, and we're only in chapter 6. I think the whole point all along was to keep, like, metaing within meta. It's just one after the other. Ay, ay, ay.
何です？これ。魔除けのお守りなの。効果は弱いけれど、これをつけてれば、今夜一晩はきっとベアトリーチェの呪いを避けられるよ。他にもクモの巣が魔除けに効くとも聞きました。
Well, she's the master spider. She's gonna spin some webs out of her bum and she'll be fine.
ベアトはきっと蝶の化身だからクモも苦手なんだね。
あれ？それは悪食島の悪霊が苦手な方じゃなかったっけ？熊沢さんが詳しいよな、そういうの。
Kumasawa-san knows about evil spirits. Okay.
魔女に悪霊？
Okay, Dustiners. Ah, interesting.
少し興味を持ちました。よかったらゲストハウスでもう少し話を聞かせてもらえませんか？こちらが皆さんの傘です。外はまだだいぶ雨が強いのでお気をつけください。
Shannon handed out the umbrellas she had brought. Everyone headed towards the front door. After that, when there were none left standing left standing in front of the portrait, a gold butterfly appeared. Then, expanding out into a spray of gold, it took a human form. In the hall, empty now that the children had left, Beato stood alone and silent, looking up at her own portrait. Without a doubt, the figure depicted there was like her as an image in a mirror. However, it felt as though its eyes and expression were just a little different from hers. From her perspective, while the person in this portrait was almost infinitely close to herself, it was just as surely a different person entirely.
あなたは誰なんでしょう？私にどうかあなたという人を教えてください。
Oh man. Yeah, pretty much. Beto had already finished reading the fragments from Featherine's archive that showed the tales of all the games so far. Wow, that was efficient. You've been doing it for... How long has it been already? 7 months? Yes. Yeah. However, the witch called Beatrice who had been depicted in them had been so vastly different from her. At the very end, it had looked as though that witch and battler had connected just a little bit as adversaries, but for the most part, Beatrice had just bullied and bullied Battler in nearly all of the tales. Even though this was about her, she had no idea why Beatrice had tormented Battler so much, when she had supposedly been born for Battler's sake. All she had learned from Featherine's archive was that the former Beato was a completely different person who defied understanding. Sorry.
あなたに何があったのですか？私はあなたの卵、そしてヒナ。あなたの翼はお父様のためにあったはず。それがいつ片翼をもがれ、あのように変わり果ててしまったのですか？
She had also been listening to the conversation Battler and the others had just been having. What is it truly to be Beatrice? To waha or to not waha? That is the question indeed, yeah. Beatrice can't handle scorpion charms. Beatrice can't deal with spider webs. It wasn't as though she would like to touch either of those if she had the choice, but nothing bad would happen if she did. Was being perfectly fine around those proof that she wasn't Beatrice? Even though it was about herself, she didn't understand at all. So she quietly gazed into her own eyes on the portrait. It felt as though the truth hid behind those eyes. Beato slowly approached the portrait, and then she lightly touched it. Oh no. When she did, it felt as though the portrait rippled slightly. Yes. This is a doorway. A doorway to the long path that will lead her to the Golden Witch, Beatrice. Beato felt a bit dizzy. She lost her balance, feeling as though the world was twisting around her. Then she couldn't tell which way was up or down, and was swallowed downwards. With a soft, watery sound, Beato was sucked into the portrait. Okay. Beatrice through the looking glass. Somewhat. Okay. I think this is a good point to maybe not go further and make a save. No, save here. Yes, there we go. Right. You're a bit under the usual time box that I aim for, but I think we've had plenty of overtime streams in the past, and tomorrow I have an early morning, so I'd rather just leave it here if that's okay. Yeah, thanks for joining and for for memeing and joking in chat. It made Erika so much more bearable to just have you around for banter and jokes, so all good. Okay. This is a good stopping point, and we have a very interesting scene coming up next stream. Yeah, I can see that they're setting up for something, so I'd rather not dive into it at the end of a stream, and you know. I think it's good. It's a little bit of a cliffhanger, but like a little bit, you know. Chapter had romance, horror, and rodent cheese puzzles. Yeah, it's been fun. Lots of answers await. Okay, all right. Just take them as they come, I guess. Personal favorite moment coming up Thursday. Okay, looking forward to it, Chidorin. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you all. You have been super sweet, and I'm gonna go to bed with a very positive mood, even though I had to endure so much, Erika, and that is only thanks to you, because you have been amazing and awesome and just the best, you know, kind of sparring kind of interaction while we go through this madness rabbit hole of Umineko. Yep. Oh, yeah, I had really fun, really a lot of fun. So thank you. I don't say it emptily. I'm very, very grateful and appreciative of all of you. My headcanon is that Erika has personalized chopsticks with a little burnt castle drawing hearts. Yeah, that fits. That fits. Alrighty, love you all. You're all very, very, very sweet. I appreciate you. Take care. Have a good night or a good end to your day wherever you are in this world, and I'll see you again Thursday. Bye bye.